Welcome back. Let's get a winner. 32. Don't you love that?
All you wonderful roulette players, thanks for joining. As always, I really do appreciate your time. So today I've got a strategy that's been around forever, but it's the unique way that it's being played that draws me in. Now, I saw this. I was watching the Roulette Master, as I always do. I really enjoy his channel, always have done. Um, 2 dozen. That's essentially what it was. It wasn't called that. I think in the title, this individual that had sent it into the Roulette Master had won 30 days straight using this 2 dozen and winning $200 a day for 30 days straight. He did start with a $2,000 bankroll, and they were using $10 units. Well, I've downgraded that, scaled it all the way down to $2 units, $500 bankroll, and I'm looking for $50 per day on this particular strategy. Now, you could come back and do it several times, but you need to take a break in the middle, a significant break, and then come back and do it again if you wish to. But that's the basis of the strategy. It's unique the way that it's being played, and I'll explain that in just a second. So I've got the history of numbers here for the last three numbers. It was 18, 23, and 7. That's the last three. We're playing $2 units. So with that, 18 was the last hit. So I'm just going to put that right there just so we can see it. So we're going to be playing the last dozen that played. We're always going to play the last dozen. So we're going to be playing follow the leader, essentially. We're always going to play follow the leader. So we're going to put $2 on follow the leader. And we're also going to put $2 on the dozen that hasn't hit in the last few. So with that said, I'm looking at the history here. We got 18, 23, which is both center, right? And then 7. So the one that hasn't hit in the last three is third dozen. So the least hit is what we're going to bet on, and the current hit. Does that make sense? I hope so. So I'm going to keep track of our rolls or our spins here, and let's get rolling or spinning. And I play a lot of crap, so that's probably where the rolling comes from. We got $500 in the bankroll, guys. 375 here, 100 here, and then I've got 25 here. Okay, including those two. Oh, nice. Okay, that's a great start, right? So I'm going to write it down before I forget. 20. We love that, and it's going to be a winner. As you know, we get paid 2 to 1. There it is. We start out with a $2 winner. I know it's not, amazing monies, but it adds up, guys. It just does. I've always liked 2 dozen anyway. So with that, nothing's really changed, right? Because center is a winner, and we're always going to play follow the leader. And the one that has come in least is going to be the third dozen. So we're going to play that one as well. So right now, the last three numbers have been center dozen. So that's okay. We'll keep playing as long as we keep winning. I'm pretty happy. And again, we're looking for $50. It can take a little while to get there, but that's okay. You're not in any major rush here, or at least I hope you're not, because it does take some time. So there's our first true loss, right? We're going to lose $4. Not a big deal. When you lose, you have to double, okay? You have to double. When you win, you come down 1 unit. So you're doubling when you lose, you're coming down 1 unit when you win. And whenever you're in session profit, you come down to base anyway, okay? And the Roulette Master does a great job in explaining that. So with that said, we're going to $4 on each. We're always going to play the follow the leader, right? And then we're going to play the least hit. So center has been very active. So we're going to go down to the third dozen, right? That makes perfect sense. Excellent. All right, let's hope that we can get a little lucky here. But again, you've got plenty of steps here to win. That's the other nice thing about it. You've got a pretty good sized bankroll for a $2 unit bet. 23. Well, there you go. It seems to find those holes. So it's a second loss, and we lose $8. So now we're going to $8. We're always going to follow the leader. $8. And we haven't had a third dozen yet. So you know that's the least dozen that's come in. So with that, we know exactly where we're going, right? Let's go again. Come on, give us some positive numbers here. Oh, 23. I forgot to write that down. There it is, 23. That's got to be the first thing on the agenda before I do anything else. Otherwise, I forget it. 33. Okay, finally we got a third dozen. That's the first time that puppy has popped in. That's okay, though. We're going to pick up $8. All right? $8. Nice. Good hit. Now, with that, we're going to put our profit, or not our profit, but our winnings away. But now we're going to come down 1 unit, which is, as you well know, is $2. Because we're playing $2 units. And now we've got $6 on there. And what was the least hit? So 33 just hit. So we got that covered because we're playing follow the leader. And then it's all been center pretty much, guys. So we're going to come down all the way down to the first dozen. And again, if you make one mistake here and there, it's not crucial because you've got the same coverage, right? So with that, let's get going again. I won't have to explain it in detail, so the game will speed up here. So, all right, so let's have like 33 was the call. I'm just going to put that where it's supposed to be, just so you can see what the last number was. Number 10. Okay, cool. We'll take it. 10's a winner. We're going to get paid 2 to 1. We lose this one over here. And again, I'm going to make 10. And we're going to pick up $6. There's $4 that we lost earlier because we had those multiple back-to-back losses. And when you're betting 24 numbers and that 12 comes out that you're not betting on, come on. But it happens, and be ready for it. That's another $2 that go in the tray. Love it. Now with that, we're going to come down 1 unit, remember? So instead of being at $6, we're going to come down to $4. And so we're going to play follow the leader, which is the first dozen. And what's the other one that hasn't hit? So 33 came, so that was third. So we're going to go with second dozen, okay? Because the third dozen came prior. Okay, $4. There it is right there, $4. We're coming down 1 unit every time we win. Whenever we lose, we double. And with that, let's get another spin in. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spins into it. And we're up $4. Okay? So expect to be there a little while to achieve the $50. 7. I love that too. All right? So we're not really going to change much here. All we're going to do is pick up $4. A nice solid $4 winner. And with that, we're going to come down to $2 because we're coming down 1 level or 1 unit size, which is $2. And again, nothing's changed, okay? This one is still follow the leader. Beautiful. And again, I've got to remember to write down the number. So I know I can keep track of the numbers, obviously, and how many spins. With that, let's get going. I love it. Bring it home. I think we're up $8, if I'm not mistaken. So we're on our way, and we are 9 minutes into the session. So 7 back to back. I love you. Thank you. Another $2 winner, right? Another $2. And again, now we're at base. We're right there. Now, I'm just thinking about something here. Because we were technically in session profit, I think we were up $4. And we were betting $4 on each. We could have come down, guys. We could have come down to base. Just so you know, all right? Session profit is so key. If you're going to be in session profit, you can come down to base. Just remember that. So I probably should have come down one step earlier, but no big deal. So we stay right where we are. Nothing's changed here because we had 7 back to back. I love 7. Okay. And again, we're doing pretty well. I think we're up $10. We're into the video 10 minutes, and I'll have the live version of this put on the back end. So I will be playing this strategy the way you see it in the casino. 2. Wow, that was close to being a green. Could have easily have been. Again, 0. Sorry, 2 is the number. And again, we're going to win on the first dozen. I love it. Sometimes it seems too easy, right? It really does. Again, we're staying right where we are because nothing has changed. So we're up, I think, $12. We'll double check. We're at the base level because we're in session profit. It couldn't be any better right now. It's just nice when you can play roulette, make money, stress-free. I'm just checking to see what we got. Yeah, we're up $12 right now. $12. Love it. It's my Monday morning. So let's see how the week goes. 26. So obviously it's a loser for us. I'll make a note. We lose $4. Now we double up. We go to $4 and we play follow the leader, right? Then we got to figure out which one has come the least. And 2 was the last number. So we're going straight to the center. $4 on each because we double when we lose. Alternate the wheel. And let's hopefully get a winner. I mean, you got 24 numbers working for you. But as you well know, how many times does it find the dozen that you're not playing? But we've got so many steps here to recoup our losses. Oh, okay. You can always get a green. But what happens when you get a green, right? Obviously, we lose the $8 that we had out there. And now we've got to double that again. But nothing changes, okay? Nothing changes. We go to $8 on both. Just the greens are just one of those obstacles. You can't change anything because no other numbers have come. So let's keep going. So we got 0. We lost $8, and now we're doubling up to $8 on each. So hopefully we can get a winner. But if we don't, we go to $16 on each. But every time we win, we come down 2 units. Oh, sorry, 1 unit, which is $2. 11. Look at that. Just trying to throw us a couple of curveballs here. So we lose $8. All right. Well, 16 actually, because $8 on each. Now we go to $16 on each. We're going to play follow the leader. And then we're going to do, sorry, I should put that down, 11. So what's the lead, let's have a look here to see which one hasn't come. So 26 was the last one. So it's going to be center, guys. It's going to be center. So 11, obviously playing follow the leader. 0 came, 26 came. So it's going to be the center. So hopefully we can get lucky because that one hasn't hit for quite a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's been 9 spins since we've got the center or the second dozen. Wow. Imagine if you were betting against that. That would have just been, wow. And look at that, 34. Again, we're getting really unlucky here. But that's the way it goes sometimes. You know that as well as I do. So now we're going to $32 on each. Okay, center dozen. I'm going to take some change, $5. I could actually take it right out of that, but $32 there. And then 34. Sorry, I should move the dauber over there. 34. So there's follow the leader. Okay. And then the least that's came is the second, as we well know. $32 right there too. All right. This is why you've got a bankroll. It's not rocket science, guys, but you can just keep track of it a lot easier with the electronic display. Patience. You shouldn't be panicking. You've got a lot of bankroll to accomplish the goal here. And we will, I promise you, very quickly. I'm going to pull that and put it in the tray. 4. Wow. Wow. Sometimes, guys, it does makes you question whether or not the wheel knows where you are. Because how many times have we been unlucky here? So now we're going to go to $64, right? Yeah, I know. So 50 on the last, the follow the leader. $64, which is what we've got right there. And then another 64 goes on, as you can imagine, the second dozen, because that one just has not been around for, well, I'll count it up when we're spinning here, but it's crazy. Imagine if we were betting for that dozen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's been 11 spins, guys, since we've had anything in the second dozen. That's pretty ugly. You would assume, there it is. Okay. You finally get lucky. Wow. $64, guys, on each. That's pretty aggressive. And we still got plenty of bankroll left. So we win $64, which will definitely help us. And again, you've got the odds on your side. $64. Nice hit. Okay. With that, I'm going to put in the tray. We're going to come down 1 unit. Because now we're going to come down $2 on each. Now we have to do it this way until we're in session profit. As soon as we get to session profit, we can come all the way down to base level. Okay. So now we've got instead of 64, we've got 62. All right. And we're going to go again. So obviously we're going to bet the center dozen because that was the last that came, which was 16. The previous to that was 4, and then it was 34. So we're going to bet, we're going to bet not that one. So this is the least hit because we had 16 and then we had 4 before. So these two are going to be the ones that are going to pull us through. Just want to make sure that I do it right. Got to make sure that I write down the damn number. Screws me up every time if I don't. All right, just stay away from the first dozen, please. We need a couple of winners back to back to get us quickly to profit. The session profit. Come on. Look at that. Just getting unlucky numbers, guys. So with that, we've got $62 here. So you have to double it up, guys. Otherwise, it'll just get ahead of you. So 62 is going to be 124, right? 124. Here we go. 124. And then another 124. And if I'm not mistaken, because we're playing follow the leader, which is 6. The last one to come was 16. Prior to that, we're going to be down at the bottom. So we need to get some lucky hits here. We've just been really unlucky. And you look at how many losses we've had essentially back to back. So betting 24 numbers, you should have the advantage, but there are times when you really have to question whether or not the wheel knows what you're doing. So thankfully, we get 28, which is a winner, and it's going to be $124. Thankfully, because we certainly needed it because it was our last step. We couldn't have done anything else. So 124, because obviously that one comes over here, and we win $124. Beautiful. I like it. It's not perfect because I am sweating a little bit, because if that one had gone array, we would have been completely out of bankroll. Well, we would have had like 80 bucks left. But that's it, not enough to do another level. So with that, we're going to come down 2 units, or $2, which is 1 unit. It's amazing. We got to $124 and we're coming down $2, but we need to achieve our goal here. So $122, 28 was the number. I'm going to write it down. Love it. We're going to play follow the leader, and then the last number was a 6, so we're going to go center dozen. We really haven't had much with center dozen, so really hoping that it pays off for us. But we need a couple of hits here to be able to get back into session profit. If we get this one, guys, we're going to be in session profit. So then we can come all the way back down to base. But you can see how ugly it can get though, right? 16, love it. Thank you. Finally, the odds are about right. We've got most of the board covered, guys. 16. Beautiful. $122. And let's see what we got here. But when you get a couple of back-to-back hits, it makes up all the difference in the world. So, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that over there because that was all house money. I'm just going to pay it out as I have it just to make it easy. 120, 122. And with that, let's count up and see where we are, because I think you're going to be pretty amazed of how quickly we've recouped our losses and put the money back in the tray. $80. I'm going to give that, take a quarter. So that's $500. That's our original bet or bankroll. And this is all profit. And again, guys, you've got plenty of numbers working for you. The odds are in your favor. We just went on a really horrible run of bad numbers, finding that open spot. Very frustrating. It was a $2 unit that escalated to $124. Could you imagine what that would have been if we would have been at the $10 unit? Crazy. That's why you need that bankroll. You need that $2,000 if you're playing $10 units. I had to downgrade because, let's be honest, it would have been kind of scary getting up to that level. But the gentleman or the individual had mentioned 30 days straight winning. I can see how you can do it. We've made our 50. So we've got 19 there. So I'm going to take 3, give those $15 with the white back, and we've made $74. All right, 50, 60, 70, $74 in profit, guys. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the fact that it's a $500 bankroll. I can stomach that. I don't think I would like to be playing $2,000 because I know I'd be getting kind of nervous. 500, I can deal with that. If I lose it, I lose it. But to make $74 in 23 minutes, I can accept that as well. So that's the way I'm going to be playing at the casino. Hopefully it doesn't get that extreme when I actually do my own real money, but we will see. So you'll have that on the back end. Hopefully I did a fair job of explaining a Roulette Master strategy. 2 dozen has been around a long time. I just like the way it goes up and comes down, and obviously how quick you can get to your goal, your 50. Well, in this case, $50. It's a lot of money, guys. We blew it out because we went to 74 because we were so extreme. And as I said earlier, as the Roulette Master says, once you get to session profit, come down the base. There's no reason to gamble more than you need to. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate everything. Catch you later. So let's go ahead and put 900 in. We're going to do the one-hit wonder for a couple of spins. A little slow on the pickup on that one. Well, hopefully I can be a little faster next time. There we go. That's a lot better. So one hit wonder. Got 11 streets covered. We're looking for a couple of hits to give us a bump to start off our gambling day. I always like to start this off to begin with, guys. It kind of gives you an idea of where you are, plus it gives you a nice hit right out of the gate. 16 is a great number. So we just made 80 bucks there and a few dollars on the previous. So we started with 900 and we're up 160 bucks. So with that, wasn't the exactly the way I planned it, but I'll take 160 bucks. Now I can go back to doing my strategies. I can go back to doing my strategies. Thanks, guys. Catch you later. All right, we are going to play the 2 dozens that I did in my practice session this morning. And 25 is the last number that came up, so we're going to bet $2 on that and 16. So we're going to put $2 on. Oh, undo. So there you go. The most recent, which was 25, and prior to that, oh well, made a bit of a mistake on that because 25 and 16 were the last 2 numbers. I should have gone on the first 12. We'll see how it plays out. Sometimes you just make a mistake. Yep, 2. So I started off with a mistake. No worries. 4 there, and the least. There it is. 25 was the last one. All right, so now we're starting off in a hole because of my mistake. That's okay. Being disciplined. This is a grinding strategy, but you better have at least 500 bucks for this strategy. As you can see, I've got a lot more in there. I've got 1,050 bucks. I believe that's what I started with. So trying to get to 1,100, which would be nice. Wow, 35. Sometimes, guys. Sometimes. 8, and then there it is. All right, now I'm back on track again. We're already lost 2 in a row. I'm betting 24 numbers. The house has got 1 dozen, and it's won both times. Isn't that crazy? But I'm going to get my streaks as well. So be ready with the bankroll with this one, guys. You're going to need it. This is when a green shows up. 29. Okay. Reverse psychology worked. Okay, so now I'm going to come down 1 unit, right? We're at 8 on both. going to come down to 6 on both. And then the least, so it's going to be center. So we'll come down 1 unit. So sorry about the glare, guys. The glare sucks. Well, that's our first win. We'll take it. If we get 2 wins at this level, you know we're in profit already. Actually, I think I'm pretty close to profit right now. But 2 of them will cement it, and then I'll come down to base. Whenever you're in session profit, you come down to base. 15 is a good number. Yeah, I love that. Okay, I'm in session profit, so I come all the way down now. So that was the last one that hits. And what's the, so it's going to be the first dozen, because 29 was prior to 15. Okay, be patient, guys. I know it's not a lot of money, but it adds up. Got the vacuuming going on first thing this morning, so sorry about the background noise. At least we've got a real ball here. I really like here. Yeah, I like playing at the Warhorse in Omaha. It's a nice environment. Everything's new, clean, nice people. So I'm not biased. They're not paying me to be here. That's for sure. So that's a winner. Love that. I'm gonna bet the previous, and obviously the have a look at 18-15 for both center. So 29 was so first dozen still needs to hit. We're up. Yeah, we're getting there. I'm going for 1100. You know that. So still about 40 bucks away from making out 50 bucks. And you know what happened at home on the practice table? It got deep, really deep. That's why I wanted to have a bigger bankroll this time, because I think I maxed it almost. Four, love it. Thank you. First dozen. It's another $2, guys. Another $2. We got that one, and we got the last dozen, because it was 418. Just such a nice environment here at the Warhorse in Omaha. They've got a Lincoln location too, which I'm going to have to go visit at some point. 29, love that. Thank you. See, now we're on a winning streak, right? I don't want to jinx it, but you know, we're doing pretty well. So the prior that was 4, so it's going to be in the center. As you saw, I did the one-hit wonder for a couple of quick hits to begin with. Got a little lucky, but yeah, that was a nice $160 first thing in the morning bump. So I'm already up 160 because I started with 900. So I'm up 164, 68, 168 bucks. So we've made 8 bucks so far with the 2 dozens. And with that progression that I really like that I saw on the Roulette Master. It's a slow and steady winner. 1. Okay, I spoke too soon. All right, so now we go to $4, remember? And the least, the 29 was prior to that, so then 4, then 18. So it'll be the center. Okay. But I like the progression. I like how we regress. And it gets us to that goal much sooner. Small pieces, guys. Small pieces, please. It adds up. And obviously, hit your goal and get the hell out. So whenever you are satisfied with a number, get out. That's the key. And the Roulette Master does mention that quite a few times. Nice. That was nice. So we're coming back down to base because we won. And what's the 23-1? So he does mention that quite a bit. You know, be satisfied with being up. I think he sells T-shirts or shirts stating the same thing, so it kind of reminds you. So good for him. As I've said, I've really enjoyed his channel for quite some time. Ooh, 32 is a good number. Love 32. Another $2 winner. All right, we are officially up $10 so far, guys. I know that's not earth-shattering, but we're only betting $2 on a dozen. So, and what's the previous one? 23. So, yeah. So the first dozen hasn't come for a couple of spins, so everybody's getting their fair share right now. There's no 10 or 11 spins without hitting a dozen, which we all know can happen very easily. Hell, I've been on the other side of that coin a few times. Well, we're approaching 10 minutes in video and we're up $10. So I think that's the way it was when I practiced this as well. One, nice. Right next door to a green though. So I won't keep you forever here, guys, like on the video, but I'll do a couple more. So one and was okay. Undo. Yeah, because 32 was the previous. We'll do a couple more, and then we'll call it good. As I said, I got really lucky with the one hit wonder, but I like to do that when I come in. I don't normally do it at $80 level. Normally I do it at a quarter level, but it just gives me kind of a bit of a boost first thing in the morning. Kind of tells me how my week is going to go. So far, I have not been burned, but I don't want to jinx that either. Oh, we got 27. Ooh, okay. Gonna have to work for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think the center, yeah. All right, win a few more dollars here. Come on, bring it home. What are we looking for? Big number. 23 is good. All right, with that, guys, I think you've seen the strategy prove itself. So I'm up $12 on the 2 dozen. I'll take that any day of the week. So we put 900 in. We did the one hit wonder. We won a little bit. So we won $12 on the 2 dozen. Catch you later, guys. Bye.